Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. As you can tell by the title and thumbnail of this video, I catch an absolute canal monster in this video. I actually had that fish yesterday. It's a really interesting story behind it, so I'm going to include the story and the footage towards the tail end of this video. But for now I'm just going to do a little bit of roving on the canal with the float set up, and hopefully we can find a few pike before I eventually tell you about that big one that I had yesterday. Let's crack on.
I think I might have had a take, I'm not sure. Yes. Yep, it's only a jack pike though. It was a really weird take. I didn't have my net set up, I've only just cast out, honestly. I don't think I even filmed casting out. I didn't expect to catch anything here. Just on a little sardine, only a small jack, but he's got some right fight in him.
It's got a really feisty little jack pike. I'd literally just cast the rods out. I hadn't even got my camera out of the bag yet, a main camera, to start filming. I didn't realise I was going to get anything that fast. It's a beautiful little jack pike, probably about maybe pushing 4 pound. The bite was really weird. I just had a couple of little vibrations on the float, didn't move it at all. But obviously, the moment that fish picks up your bait, the moment it touches your bait, with the amount of treble hook points that are on that bait, all you have to do is strike straight away, and you've got a very good chance of hooking one. And this one unhooked itself in the net. Let's let him go.
Think. Yep, definitely got a take. We're in. Another fiery jack pike.
That same side actually. Quick strike, just one hook in the scissor, look. Be careful because obviously it is a sensitive part of the fish, so. There we go. Well, it's definitely no PB, but a beautiful little jack pike. Smaller than the first one, actually really pale in colour. It's interesting, normally they only get really pale when the water's mucky. These are really light pale colour. Just got to watch out for any big mummers because they'll soon find this one. Beautiful little pike though, on sardine, struck quickly as always. Just one hook in the fish. Awesome, let's get him back. So it's time to talk about yesterday's session. Now it started off not like my normal day. My girlfriend and my daughter were really ill. So my girlfriend said to me, since I'm ill, can you please cut your session in half, go out for a couple of hours, pick our other daughter up from playgroup and then you can go out in the afternoon. And I have no idea what I was going to do fishing wise, so I decided I'd do something that's a bit different, something that you've kind of seen before. And I was using dead rats. I went to the local pet shop, got some dead rats, but to change things up, I thought I'd use one of those instant spinner baits that Abu Garcia sell, and put them on there and turn the rat into a spinner bait. I thought it'd be a funny little idea, just for a couple of hours fishing obviously in the morning, and the hope of getting maybe a couple of jacks or something. Got some good footage for the camera, it would have been quite cool. As I went out, I was only out for maybe half an hour. Up until that half an hour point, I hadn't really had much. I'd had maybe one jack follow. I'd only travelled about probably not even 100 yards of the canal. And then I got to a spot. I cast out my rat spinnerbait, and on the retrieve, the biggest pike I've ever seen chased it in. I could tell straight away that this fish was a 20-pounder. I just let the bait drop. I let the rat drop to the bottom. It's a technique I've used so many times in lure fishing and dead baiting. When a pike follows and you've not really got much more space to go, let the bait hit the deck and just twitch it. And I was twitching that bait gently on the bottom. I was dead silent. I was not speaking at all. And slowly but surely, the pike crept up and his fins were hovering. His eyes were pointing down at my bait. I had my polarized glasses on. I could see it clear as day. So you can actually see here, if you look really closely, you can see the white rat on the bottom, and as I'm twitching it, you can see the moment the pike grabs it, and unfortunately I didn't get hooked up to it. My rat was still part frozen at this point, by the way. I struck and the hooks ripped out of the bait. They ripped out of the rat. And my heart sank. I was shaking. I could tell this was a PB for me. It was a 20-pound pike, I could tell. And it'd just taken a dead rat. It wasn't that I'd not managed to hook up to the pike itself. It was the fact that I didn't hook up to it using a dead rat. It would have been an absolutely banging video if I'd have managed to land it on that. So my heart sank, but I knew because that pike had taken the rat, a dead rat on the bottom being twitched, that it was having a feeding spell, because big pike do not feed very often. They'll probably feed maybe once every couple of weeks. They'll have a feeding spell, scrant like one big bream, and then they'll just lay dormant for a little while until they have to feed again. So I knew this fish was on a feeding spell. I had a couple more casts out of a dead rat, and I actually managed to get it to come and follow a couple more times, so I knew it was hungry. So by this point, I had about 45 minutes before I had to pick my daughter up from playgroup, and obviously I knew this pike was in feeding mode, and obviously I was going to be going out fishing after I picked her up. So I thought, I'll go home, set up my pike rods. I've got some dead bait in the freezer to get out and catch this fish. So I rushed home, set both the pike rods up in the garden as fast as I could, make sure I got my pliers, cutters, forceps, everything in my bag, my mat ready, my jumbo XXL net ready, just in case I can get this pike. And then I rushed to pick my daughter up from playgroup 5 minutes away, brought her home, got straight out to the bank. I brought with me my biggest dead baits from the freezer, got some great big jumbo herring, probably between half a pound and a pound in weight. Great big baits that I got from Morrison's, as well as a couple of Sprats as change baits too, and I headed out to that exact same spot. So when I got to the bank, I banged both my rods out in the exact same place where I had seen that pike, both with great big jumbo herring on, giving me the best chance of being able to tempt this pike in its feeding spell to take a nice big juicy bait. Every 10-15 minutes I was just slowly reeling the bait in and then recasting it, you know, several meters apart from each other, just keep moving along the water, and I only did this over the course of about half an hour to 45 minutes. I only recast it 2 or 3 times, and eventually this happened.
I think I might have had a take on this rod, I'm not sure. Yep, definitely a take. Get a net. Yep, we're in. Oh, it's a good pike. It's a double figure pike. Oh, it's a good double. The red is bent double. Right, what's the other line? This is going to be a really big fish. Yep, this is a really big fish. Like a really big fish. This might be a 20. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yes, it's a 20. It's a new PB. It's a new PB. Got a load of people watching me. Probably close to 20. Yeah, it's a really nice fish. Takes some getting in, this one does. Come on. Come on. Almost got him now. Yep. This is it now, I think. Yes, we got him. There he is, look. Yeah, probably, yeah. I'll give it maybe bang on 20 or 19, 20. Depends how fat he goes. Hook, really nice. Look, there's one hook point in there. I've got my forceps on me. Look at that mouth. Look at that, very neatly. Let's check them out for any other hooks. Nope, really nice, healthy fish. Just caught an absolute behemoth of a pike. It's a new PB for me. 20 pound 5 ounce. What an absolute beast. Took a great big jumbo herring on the deck. Put up such a good fight. Felt like I was playing it forever. What an awesome catch. I'm over the moon. I only came out here for a quick hour or so after picking my daughter up from school, and I caught an absolute beast. Let's get her back. So that was it, the moment I caught my new PB and my first 20 pound pike. I know it's probably hard for some people to believe that since I've been pike fishing for so long, I've never had a 20 before now, but it's simply because I don't really fish big fish waters. As you know, I just enjoy the sport for what it is. I'm not a specimen hunter. I like catching big fish, but I don't specifically go out and target them unless I have a situation like today. Part of me is still really good that I didn't manage to catch it on the rat. That would have been absolutely incredible if I managed my personal best actually on the rat. But it did take it at the end of the day, so that was pretty cool to watch, and even managed to get a small glimpse of it on the camera too. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed catching this great big pike, and I'll catch you guys later.